Rejoice, Valley Club. It's time to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Marvel Strike Force, and we got a special celebration coming up in this video. Is a minion rework actually coming? And did the latest event give us some clues as to who the final Apocalypse Unlock team is? I'm discussing these things and more because it is Mailbag Monday, so we're gonna get to all of your mailbag questions. And if you're ready for it, Valley Club, you know what to do. Find that like button, and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Club. Happy Mailbag Monday. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm Paul, also known as ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day. And if this is your first time here on the ValleyFlyin channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force and Marvel gaming content. We have at least 5 Marvel gaming videos per week on this channel. Unless like last week, I was out of town and sick all in one week. So it was kind of a strange week last week. But normally when I'm not sick and I'm not traveling, we got a lot of videos on the channel for your Marvel gaming endeavors. And in this video, we're talking all about the 5th anniversary celebration for Marvel Strike Force. We got a celebration plan, a special celebration plan for this video. Also, are there some clues as to this 5th Horsemen team to unlock Apocalypse? We already know about Spider-Weaver, but who are these other characters? There may have been some clues in the last event. And there is a rumor going around that some alliances got some free zombie Iron Man shards. We're gonna put those rumors to bed after this. And it is Mailbag Monday, so we're going over to Discord to answer all of your questions in the Mailbag channel there. And if you want to get some of your questions answered in some of these future Mailbag Monday videos, make sure you are a member of Discord. The link is down below. But I think the big question on the community's mind is a minion rework actually coming? And for clues to that, let's go over to the post that we talked about yesterday in yesterday's video. This message over on Reddit from August 31st of 2018. Now, this is only archived on Reddit because this post, this blog post from the official MarvelStrikeForce.com website was taken down. And this was a post, if you didn't see yesterday's video, this was in response to that Kree minion requirement to unlock the legendary character Nick Fury. And that caused a lot of outrage, especially with those overpriced offers for that character, for those characters, and that they had no use in the game at that point. The Kree minions were very bad. They did get a rework since then, which is described in this blog post, but they're still very, very bad. And they had like no use other than unlocking Nick Fury. So this was the response. In the longer term, we're committing to making sure these characters needed for legendary events are also relevant outside the legendary event. And if you guys saw the blog post from Friday, which said that to unlock death in this upcoming Scourge event, you're gonna need to unlock minions. You're gonna need to build up your minions for stages 1 and 2 of that Scourge event for death. So yes, not very relevant. The minions are really not relevant in the game right now. And this could mean individual buffs or creating greater synergy bonuses among the group required. So that means reworks, giving these main characters, and what they've done to these minion teams, if they've given these main characters a lot of these bonuses, especially in their passive, that buff up these minions. But the minions, they're still pretty trashy in the game right now. So, for example, before we would require them for legendary event, we'd evaluate the appeal of groups like AIM or Hydra, which are specifically mentioned here. And yeah, most of the minions are very, very bad, which leads a lot of people to believe there's a rework coming for AIM or Hydra or some of these other trashy minion teams. And if they were gonna do this, in my opinion, they should have announced this beforehand. When they announced the Ravagers as one of the teams for this one of the Scourge events, well, they had a rework months before that was announced. And if minions are now a requirement for this new Scourge event, in my opinion, they should have announced this beforehand, not after the fact. Now, this Death Scourge is still not live. We still don't have all the details of it or a date, so they can still give a big buff. And I think a lot of the community is speculating that AIM may get a rework because they're supposed to be MODOK in one of the upcoming MCU movies. I believe they said it was Ant-Man, Quantumania, but I could be wrong on that. But MODOK should be coming in one of these movies, and that could suggest the AIM rework. But even if AIM is getting a rework, my thinking is that would be a lot of the rework would be associated with MODOK, and when they have MODOK on a team or some other character like that. So my opinion is no, they're not reworking any minions. And I hope I'm wrong on this, because I thought minions were going out of the game because of what they did with the minions in the elite orbs. They removed the minions from their elite orbs because the folks over at Scopely knew how trashy these characters are. And I thought they were just kind of being phased out of the game until Friday. So I was wrong on the minions being phased out of the game. So hopefully I'm wrong on a rework coming. And my suggestion is don't level up any minions right now until we know for sure if there's going to be a rework or if there's no rework coming. And I'll give you my thoughts on who you should rework if there's no, or who you should build if there's no rework in one of the mailbag questions. But let's go talk about this 5th anniversary of Marvel Strike Force. Happy Cake Day. This was from an auto moderator on the MSF Reddit page 1 day ago. So happy anniversary yesterday. And as we know, the game officially launched in 2018, but all the way back in 2017, November of 2017, well, the game launched in beta. So I guess yesterday was the official launch date of beta, and it is their 5th anniversary. And the big thing that I wanted to talk about here is looking back at some of these top 10 posts over the past year. So let's go review all of these posts and we'll discuss what it is. So this first post here, give everyone the rewards with almost 3,000 upvotes, which is, I think, in the history of the subreddit, the most upvoted post in the history of the subreddit. And this was about the Summer of Blunder, all those the milestones that people were able to collect for free by purchasing an offer and or just not by not claiming the orbs. All those milestones were being able to be claimed by everybody, and some people weren't able to get these. And yeah, most upvoted post, very, very bad situation. Next post was the end of the Pants of Hulk Alliance. For a long time, they were one of the top alliances in the game. I was in their cluster for a while, and yeah, they ended. And a lot of this was around the time of the Zombie Iron Man release, but it came down to these 6 major issues: the amount of time required to play the game economy, which is still broken, the continual bugs of lack of quality assurance, this is still going on, the broken meta, devaluation of rosters, and power creep. And I think a lot of that did stem from the Zombie Iron Man, because you know, he kind of negated a lot of these war defense teams that a lot of higher end alliances were building up. Broken game modes, seemingly little to no progress on any fronts in recognizing that we are your customers and not just people that supply your coffers. All right, so that was this post about it. It's a long post, and I'm going to link to this original post here, guys. So if you want to check out any of these blog posts on your own, you can. Next was this one right here, and it is the July meta event compensation. It took a little while to load there, but it's the July compensation. This was from CM Cerebro. So actually a positive post here where they talked about their changes to QA, which, as we know, never really happened. Improved QA testing, for improved testing requirements for QA, longer lead times, more rigor around data implementation, development of additional tools to mitigate errors. We always endeavor to raise the bar. I don't know if the bar has ever been raised, unless it's raising by millimeter, and it's a very, very low bar to begin with. But this was the 3rd most upvoted post with 1.1 thousand upvotes there. And that was a positive post about the compensation that they gave for the Summer of Blunder event. But yeah, it's about another thing about a blunder. This was a very simple post, and this was about, not a surprise. This led to this article right here, this Game Informer article from Brian Shea, who's interviewed a few of the devs, just talking about how bad Marvel Strike Force is. This was all the way from back in February, and a lot of this was about the downtime, the bugs, their trashy offers, their offers going up in price, and just kind of the state of the game at the time. I don't know if too much has been improved since this, and it's kind of sad because for the longest time, Marvel Strike Forces went in waves, up waves, down waves. seems like we've been in a downtrend for so long, and the devs aren't really doing a lot to incentivize the community to keep playing. The next upvoted post, we're getting into under 1,000 here. Thanos giving fragment rewards. It's a basic orb bonanza. Yeah, this was about one of the worst events. I guess we could say that this upcoming Death Scourge and this Naki event is pretty bad as well. But Thanos giving last year was very, very bad. Those orbs, trashy orbs, you had to do a lot to get these orbs, and when you open them, you got nothing. Very, very bad orbs. They had a lot of offers. Thanos Giving was a horrible event, and this was about that event. Give everyone the rewards. Another post about the Summer of Blunder. Scopely is trying to hide that some players garnered, or that post that garnered 2,800 upvotes, the post that we talked about earlier. And it's some players got both the Roland Rebel and the Summer of Thunder milestones. And if you don't remember, there was a $5 offer that if you bought it at the time, even if you didn't complete all of the previous month's milestones for the Roland Rebel, you were able to get both the Roland Rebel and the Summer of Thunder month-long milestones, claim all of that stuff for $5, which put people in a big advantage over everybody that didn't need the blitz. They did handle it correctly, but it took them a while to give that compensation, over a week. This one is a celebration, I think, reacting to Cerebro's post where they actually did the right thing, gave everybody the month-long milestones for that Summer of Blunder, although the compensation didn't seem to go out equally. Some people, I think, were still able to claim it twice, but the good thing is the majority of the community was able to claim it that first time there. All right, compensation calendar. And this was some screenshots from Dogbird, and I think he was able to claim it twice. This was the calendar that was posted there, and then this was evidence of him being able to claim all of those milestones even before he got this Summer of Blunder calendar. So that was the post there. You guys can check out the whole post and read what happened there. Summer of Thunder, Archangel lighting some fires. This is about some of the comments that Archangel was making at the time. Archangel, sorry guys, I keep mispronouncing that, but yeah, Archangel was making a bunch of comments. This was back when he was new. This is around the time of the Summer of Blunder milestones, and I think one of the big things is taking it back to the devs on Wednesday, because after this went live and nothing was done, they went on holiday for 4 days, taking a long break, which coincidentally they're doing now for the Thanksgiving holidays. So yeah, after they dropped that bombshell of a blog post on us on Friday, we're going on holiday. We're not going to hear anything about it till next week. Next week, Monday at the earliest is what I'm suspecting. You guys can read all those comments and the stuff from there. More about Thanos Giving and the trashy orbs there. And that is the fifth and last one. Now, before we get to all of your questions, I did want to address one of these posts here on Reddit. If this is not fake, Scopely must explain stuff. Why are some giving hundreds of dollars? Why as peasants have to pay? And this is related to this screenshot right here from my former Alliance leader, Superfly. The devs reach out to me for a few reasons, but also mentioned everyone on Alliance would get a special gift in their inbox from them. The devs mentioned to be discreet about their gift to our Alliance, so don't spread a screenshot, etc. with our Alliance. Receive this gift from from the devs at the end of our war tonight. And we see some other screenshots down here of some other communication, and then we see this from 180 from customer care, 180 zombie Iron Man shards. And this looks very suspicious. I did reach out to Superfly, but as I was reaching out to him, I saw this screenshot from Dorky Dad. Confirmed is fake. The gift had to do with raid season not rolling over. So that was a gift that Superfly was originally talking about, not the zombie Iron Man shards. And it's for ducking Warzone 1. I don't know if you remember a while ago, Warzone, the war got canceled, and the Warzone 1 was not able to do their battles, and then they canceled the whole week of war. They got some gold orbs or something like that, and that was a compensation that was being talked about. And if you were in zone 1, it seems like anybody can write in compensation about that. My Alliance is in zone 4, so I don't know if I'm due to get that. But if you want to go and try your chances at getting a gold orb, you could go and write into customer service as well. The zombie Iron Man shards were related to account issue that occurred after the person bought the offer and was unable to claim the mail before it expired. That was Superfly. I did confirm with him that he did buy the offer, and then he was unable to log into his account for many, many days and unable to claim that offer. So they gave him
what he paid for. So that 180 zombie Iron Man shards was something that he actually bought. So if it smells like BS, it normally is BS. So thank you, Dorky Dad, for clearing that up. But now it is time for some fun. It is time for the Monday mailbag. Let's get into it, fellas. All right, first question of the week. Maybe it's COVID talking, but and if it is, I hope you're well, my brother. But could the 5th Apocalypse Unlock team be the tunes they're giving out in the Commander milestones? And for that, let's look at these milestones that just ended. Not actually the Commander milestones, these Strike Salute milestones. And we see a few characters in here. Kestrel, the original character. Deathpool, the original character. We see Spider Weaver, who was already announced as one of the 5th members of the team. And then we see Cersei and Icarus. And I think these are very, very valid selections. We had Kestrel with the original character, Deathpool. All are very, very hard to farm. I don't think they're farmable at all yet. Spider Weaver, who was just released and was before she was released, announced as a Apocalypse requirement. And then characters that are still very hard to farm after over a year. Cersei was just made farmable last year, so that might take her out of consideration. But for some reason, Icarus still unfarmable. I think this is a very, very good guess. Let me know your guesses, and if this is a valid guess in the comments. I think this is a very, very good guess. Unless there's other characters that they haven't announced yet, that haven't been released, that may be pushing for. But because these are characters that are, non-farmable, except for Cersei, I think this is a very good chance that this is something trashy that Scopely might do to have us build up not only our trashy minions, but build up characters that we can't farm, except for Cersei. All right, next question. Apocalypse journey question here. I have every confirmed tune at gear tier 16, level 90, blue ISO 3. I've got the 3 horsemen at blue ISO 4 as well. My goodness. Remedex, very helpful. Blue ISO 8 spreadsheet has my journey to finish the other 22 tunes, including my current ISO stockpile at a massive 66 weeks. That is absurd. Surely they have to ease the bottleneck, but it feels like there's a very small window between now and March, the latest. Assuming that they have him released and generating money before the end of calendar quarter 1 for their profit and loss sheet. Very, very short. That sounds pretty accurate. That sounds kind of like the calculations that I've done. You're actually a little further along than I am, my brother. So mine's a little further back than yours. They sped up the Teal Gear journey for everyone, and I did both DD5 runs months ahead of when I expected. But do you think Apocalypse is still viable on the first run? I think for the majority of players, I think it's going to be tough. That gear tier 16 is going to be tough for those uniques. The level 90, I'm sure you can do it, but with all these other requirements like these minions and these potential other teams getting all that, and the training mats for some players might be tough. The big bottleneck, like you mentioned, is ISO 8 blue level 4 though. That's where we get very, very few of these credits to actually upgrade our characters and put more gear on them. So that is going to be the big bottleneck. And I was hoping that they would do that for Dark Dimension 4 or Dark Dimension 5, since they didn't ease up those strings on all these bottlenecks till after a lot of the players already unlocked Dormammu. History is kind of indicating that they're not going to ease up these bottlenecks anytime soon. So I think the majority of players are not going to unlock Apocalypse on the first run there. And I think that's a shame, because I think that's a journey that people have been chasing for a while. We've been building characters. We've been chasing all these horsemen, doing all these silly month-long events. And if people don't get Apocalypse after all that work, after all that journey, it's not going to feel good. I don't know how angry people are going to be, but I know it's not going to feel good. It's been a year-long journey. If I fail because I won't open up my wallet for ISO, that would be my reason to leave. Anyone else, it feels very, very bad, like I said. I don't know if personally I'm going to leave, because I'm still hoping that things are going to improve, but I get it. Thoughts? Where will they open the floodgates? Are you concerned, Valley? I am concerned, because my channel is tied to this game, and it was a game that I enjoyed playing at one time, and hopefully you guys enjoy Marvel Snap, because that's That's what I'm enjoying right now, and that's what I want to create more content on. So let me know if you want to see more Marvel Snap content, and if you want to see it on this channel, or you want me to go to a separate channel and continue to just do the Marvel Strike Force content on this channel. Dark Dimension 5 question. Who do you use in Legendary nodes of Dark Dimension 5? Because I don't have Omega Red because I didn't level up my Secret Avengers for a long time. Next question is, who should I use in Dark Dimension 5 since I don't have Omega Red? Who did I use in the Legendary nodes? I think I used Morgan Le Fay. I think I used Rogue. I think I used Omega Red, Shuri, and the last one, I think I used Black Bolt on the first run, who was very, very bad. So Black Bolt's not a good choice there. Now, I think the better question is, who would I use if I were to do this again? And I would use some of those same characters. So obviously Morgan Le Fay, Rogue. Red Hulk is in the game now, so I would add Red Hulk to that list. Since Omega Red is out of the question, I think the next character that we need to build up is for a Death Seed team, and we got a very expensive legendary character. Takes a lot of mutant gear, and that is Magneto. Since you're gonna have to build them up for Apocalypse anyway, that is a very good choice there. Those 4 characters. If you're doing Dark Dimension 5 before Archangel comes out, then we have a couple choices. If you're doing them after Archangel comes out, I think it's gotta be Archangel. But if you're doing it before that, you got 2 choices there. The first choice would be Nick Fury because he's very good in a Secret Avengers team. He does have some use in War and Crucible, but because you haven't built up your Secret Avenger, my last choice is gonna be Shuri because she's very good in Dark Dimensions. She's gonna help you there. She's a Wakandan. She's gonna help you in Crucible. She's gonna help you in the Chaos Theory, and she's a War Dog. She's gonna help you with this current event, which is probably not a huge consideration for this, but she's also going to help you if you're building up that War Dog team and using them in wars. So Morgan Le Fay, Rogue, Red Hulk, Magneto, and Shuri are going to be my top choices for Dark Dimension 5 Legendary right now if I were to go in again. Greetings from East Tennessee, brother. ValleyFlyin, in preparation for the Death Scourge event, what minions are you preparing for this awful, horrible requirement? That, thanks, and may the odds ever be in your favor. Thank you, my brother, because it seems like the odds aren't always in my favor, especially when I'm opening these red stars and things like that. But I'm honest answer, I'm leveling no one right now. Right now, I would advise everyone to level none of your minions. At least wait until we're closer to the next update. At least wait until we get some confirmation if they are or not gonna buff any minions. And I'm still kind of pushing to hope that they go back on this decision to use these minions. I don't know if they can at this point because it seems like some of the scourges are kind of tuned to them, but I'm still gonna push. I'll reach out to Cerebro, who hasn't responded yet, by the way, and hopefully he will push the devs to maybe make some change because this is a bad decision requiring those minions there. Now, if the event comes and we get no minion rework, and they're still gonna go ahead with this decision, I think the choice at that point will be our Ravagers, because they have some use in War. The rest of the minions are pretty trash. The Ravagers at least have a little bit of use. And for me, I've already built up Stitcher for Dark Dimension 5 way back in the days. So that was one I don't mind because I did that on my choice, not because I was required to. So the Ravagers, and you could use them in, I believe it was the Pestilence, actually the Red Hulk Scourge event. So you could use them there. And then I guess Merc Lieutenant, because he's a pretty good minion. He was one of the best minions back in the day. I think he's still the best minion. He's not a very good character, but in terms of other minions, he's okay. And then I guess the last would be another Merc. So Merc Riot Guard. I don't know. It seems like a bad team. It doesn't seem like a good team. So that's what I'm thinking off the top of my head. I'm not sure who I would go after that if I put a little more thought into it. Let me know what minions you would level up if there's no announcement that a rework is coming. Obviously, if there's an announcement a rework is coming, that is a team that you should do. But as of this point, level up no one. Save your resources, put it on somebody else, and maybe just put it aside for some minions, but just don't level them up at this point right now. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the rest of the Valley Club. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. I have another question, this time for Cosmic Crucible. What is a good team to attack Unlimited X-Men and a Gamma team? Because I'm gold 3 for 1. All right, so Gamma. Actually, let's talk about Unlimited X-Men. They have an easy counter, and that is the Unlimited X-Men. I don't place Unlimited X-Men on defense because I want to save them for offense to check out some of these big teams. And if I see an Unlimited X-Men on defense, which I don't see a lot of nowadays, well, mirror match, take out Phantom X, excuse me, and put in Cable or put in Emma. You might want to use Emma for some different nodes there. So I guess Cable would work here. And just do a mirror match. Make sure you attack Rogue. Pretty easy match if you get that ability block on Rogue, and then stun, and then as soon as you can stun or ability block Gambit, do that as well, and it should be a pretty easy match. Gamma's a little trickier. You have a bunch of counters for them. I think the counter that I use the most is, and I guess it depends on how big the Gamma team is you're facing, but the team that works pretty well for me a lot of times is Star-Lord right next to Doom, and that feeds Doom energy, so you could ult on turn 1. Both of the Eternals, and then for that speed, Emma. And that seems to work pretty good against the Gamma team. I know there's some other counters that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head that I've used on stream. And if you guys have a really good counter for Gamma that doesn't involve Unlimited X-Men, let me know in the comments. But that is one that pops in my head because I've used that on stream a lot and had some decent success with that teamer. Yeah, just watch out. Make sure that your character doesn't get blinded by She-Hulk. So watch where you place that blind from Star-Lord. All right, ValleyFlyin, do you think of Bionic Avengers that is 700k at all gear tier 15 is enough for Doom 3.3, or do I need to take them higher? I have 7 red, 7 gold Iron Man, 7 red, 5 red Vision, 4 red, 3 gold Hulkbuster, 4 gold, 5 red Vision, Viv Vision, and I have her at 5 soon from the Strike Pass, 3 gold, 5 red Deathlock. I have all T4s except Viv Vision and Blue ISO 3 and Raider on Vision and Iron Man Striker, Hulkbuster, Fortifier. Deathlock already survives. When I was about 700, 800k, I think we were doing Doom 3.3 and they did fine. Now, they're not going to be able to sim it. My Bionic Avengers are almost 1 million, not quite 1 million, and they're able to full sim the nodes on Doom 3.4. So they work pretty good at that level. I think in 3.3, you still can do that, but you're gonna need the manual plane. I don't think you could full sim at that level with the Bionic Avengers, but if you build them up more, you could save a lot of time each day and maybe get that full sim. So it's up to you if you want to play that every day, or if you want to save some time and spend your time on maybe some other aspects in the game. So playing it, yes, you should be able to do it with these characters. Simming it, probably not. ValleyFlyin, could you tell me why certain tunes on certain teams always get targeted first? The in-app support keeps telling me it's all random, but I can say 100% that is what they're saying is a lie. For example, Nebula always gets targeted first in the Infinity Watch team, no matter the game mode. Same with Lady Deathstrike from Weapon X. Again, does not matter the game mode. This is something that happens to me on a daily basis in War, Raids, Blitz, Scourges, Crucible. This is not a recent happening either. I've been monitoring these for a long time. Since it always happens to me with Minerva and BKT, I can always say unequivocally that this does happen to me all the time. In reality, I wish I could create a YouTube content just to prove them wrong. Any advice would be great. Thanks, and keep on smashing. You know what? You don't need a YouTube page, or YouTubes are very easy to create. I would go ahead and make that because I don't have all the evidence, and I got that feeling a long time ago with BKT because my Minerva kept getting targeted just like you said. I don't notice this as much with Lady Deathstrike and Nebula, not in all game modes. I think the raids is where I've noticed this the most, but I don't notice this in all the game modes. So I might not be paying attention as much, or just not getting the same thing. What would be good if you could do like some video evidence or create a spreadsheet? Because I don't know if support is correct either. It seems like there's something to characters attacking, and it wasn't just Minerva. I think they attacked the support characters a lot back in the Doom raids back in the day, the older Doom raids. So there could be something to this. I wish I had a little more evidence to say either way. I don't have enough evidence either way to say if this is a thing or not, or if they have something in their coding, and I don't data mine to see if there's anything in the backend coding to say if this is accurate or not. But I get that feeling. It seems like that, but I haven't been tracking as much as you. If you want to send me a DM or get a follow-up question, a mailbag with a little more stats, maybe some videos of this always getting attacked, that would be great, because this would be something I like to get to the bottom of, my friend. All right, hey Valley, greetings from Singapore. Short question here. With the announcement of the requirements for the final Scourge, which minions do you recommend building up and taking the Scourge for the first 2 nodes? None right now, but like I said to the previous question, if there is no announcement of a rework to any minions, and the reason I'm, like I said in the previous question, none now, because I'm hoping that they will rework the minions or maybe go back on this announcement for the minions. I'm hoping either one, but with them going away for this whole week, not responding to a lot of the questions and commentary from the MSF community, I think it's very unlikely that they would do this, especially if they're giving players, all this time to build up their minions. I hope nobody's really building their minions right now. I hope they're waiting for an announcement of a rework or them to go back on this. Now, if they don't, like I said, I would build them at Ravagers because they still have a little bit of use in war. They're an okay war team. They have some use if you want to use them in other nodes of the Red Hulk Scourge event, although Wave 1 Avengers are good, and the Hero Asgardians are probably the big team that you're going to build in that Red Hulk event. And then Merc Lieutenant, Merc Riot Guard. That's probably who I would build if there's no announcement. But yeah, wait, don't build up anybody right now. Hey Valley, everyone's favorite Stifler here. What is up, Stifler's mom? Scopely really upset the community this week with a horrible decision on the minions for the Death Scourge, knowing not to build up minions right now because we need more information. Would you at least recommend setting ISO 8 recommendations on minions right now, say level 4 or 5, level 3 or 4, and if so, which ISO on, say, aim or shield teams? I would say none right now. I'm still hoping that someone is gonna get a rework or no reworks and they go back on this. That would be the ideal situation because, again, nobody came to Marvel Strike Force saying, hey, I want to play with this minion. I want to play with this Hydra minion or this AIM minion. That is some high level fun right there. No. People want to play for their favorite Marvel characters, not these stupid, trashy characters that Scopely's trying to push on us. So I hope they go back on this. But yeah, don't put any ISO 8. Don't build up anything. Now, you might want to save some ISO 8 resources for these characters in case we get some big announcement. But we know this raid is not coming in this patch. So we only have 5 characters. I think there's enough time, especially because I don't think there's gonna be a patch this week or next week just because they're on vacation. So I think we have some time. I'd say no ISO 8 on any of these characters, at least right now. Save your stuff. You're gonna need to do it at some point. Hopefully not, but save all your stuff right now. Hello, brother. House of Flying, the immortal Laven. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you are gonna have a great Thanksgiving as well. It has been a while since I posted an updated war, or since anyone posted updated top 10 war offense and defense teams. So many options now. Gamma, Underworld, A-Force, Undying, War Dogs, Dark Hunters. So who is in your top 10 for war offense and war defense? Ooh, I've been thought about this for a while because I've been in casual war alliance for a while, but this is actually a good video topic for each of those. So I'll do a top 10 video on the best, but I'll talk about my favorite because you did ask the question. And for war defense, come on, you know I have no favorite war defense. I hate all of them. All war defense is horrible. But as far as the best, Gamma's probably the best. Gamma's probably the best on offense as well. But as far as my favorite, well, let's talk about my favorite. Undying is fun. Hella zombie Iron Man having these massive punch ups against teams that they should have no business punching up on. Kind of fun. Now, it's not fun when it happens to me, but I'm not in that battle. That's my opponent during that battle. They can have the fun. I get fun smashing my opponent's big team. So they're a very fun team with some massive punch-ups. The Eternals, because they take out these Asgardians so fast. 2 or 3 moves and the battle is done. I love fast battles. And for nostalgia's sake, I still say Weapon X is one of my favorite teams because they were the first to smash the dirty Heroes for Hire consistently. I hated using the Infinity Watch on them because it took a long time and sometimes it wouldn't work if you're punching down too much. So Weapon X. So my 3 top favorite war teams, and again, favorite, not necessarily the best, Undying, Eternals, and Weapon X. But nobody is as far as favorite for war defense. Final question, and good day, my lad. No, it has nothing to do with Minions, so thank goodness. Which animated series was your favorite from the 90s? Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Hulk, Iron Man, Silver Surfer, or the X-Men? Now, I watched some Spider-Man, didn't watch Fantastic Four, didn't watch the Hulk, sorry guys. Iron Man or Silver Surfer, so I would have to say X-Men. That was something, the 90s, that was running when I was in high school and college, and that was like Saturday mornings. So I would get my VHS and set that to tape the X-Men shows, and that was fun time. So X-Men was my favorite in the 90s. Valley, what are some of the characters that you think has been resistant to power creep? Some still remain strong and relevant and will hold up in the future. Well, obviously, we're still talking about the Eternals over a year after their release. So Eternals, they've been resistant to the power creep. They're still very, very relevant. So relevant, in fact, that they haven't released any other Eternals. I think the plan initially was to release 5 Eternals, but they've only released 2, and they saw what they did, smashing everybody, and it's like, that'd be a crazy team to try to counter if we release more of them. So the Eternals, they're very unpower crept. Also, let's talk about the Kestrel. Kestrel is still relevant. She was released even before the Eternals and still relevant. Omega Red released over a year ago. I think he was released even in the previous year, and he's still a very strong, relevant character that we're still talking about for legendary sections, and he's still one of the best non-Scourge legendary characters in the game. Like, the best non-Scourge legendary character in the game. So those characters, I think, has survived power creep and are still relevant. Now, as far as who will survive power creep, well, let's talk about their other original character in Spider Weaver. I think with her charges and the way she reduces the accuracy, I think she still will be in the meta for a while. Sure, there'll probably gonna be some counters to that and have some accuracy buffs, and Heimdall already has one, and some other characters have these unavoidable attacks that they get countered that with. But I think because of that, she's still going to be in the meta for a while. And obviously, because we've had to do so much for the Horsemen, Morgan Le Fay, Rogue, Red Hulk, and some of their counterparts, I think they're going to remain in the meta for a while, especially Gambit, especially either Wong or Agatha. Probably Agatha, because she's been so hard to farm. And I guess Abomination or Cho. I guess Abomination is a little better than Cho. So I think those are going to be the meta characters for a while. But definitely the Horsemen and definitely Weaver. All right, Valley, quick question. How much longer do we have Age of X and Cosmic Crucible for? I don't know if they announced that. I don't know if they will announce that, even if we ask that in the Envoy server. I know there's a lot of questions that get the answer. Yeah, we'll let you know when we can. So I think we don't know at this time. So hopefully not too long. You know what? Actually, I think whenever the next meta team comes, they're going to try to sell that meta team. That's when they're going to change it up. Right now, the meta team is the Unlimited X-Men. They could beat a lot of these teams. We have some close to meta teams in the Wakandans and the Tangled Web, and obviously Gamma, because they're a Horseman team. But I think once they switch out and Unlimited X-Men starts finally out of the meta, that's when they're gonna switch it, because they're lazy. They don't change things very quickly. Hey Valley, so I know I'm not the only one that's probably feeling this. Completed Dark Dimension 5, and now it feels like what's next? Obviously, we have the Horseman saga running, being forced to work on those tunes, but I missed the grind to mix and match and theorycraft for Dark Dimension. Don't we all, brother? Don't we all? I like building up characters. I like the theory crafting. All right, do I choose the cheap character, or do I choose the good character for Dark Dimension 5? Do I choose a good character for Dark Dimension 5, or do I choose a good character for these other game modes that is going to be more useful? And I like that. That was a good choice that I have. But this Apocalypse thing, it's very cookie cutter. Like most of the community, I'm not a big fan of that part of it. I do like a long chase, but I don't like that it's super cookie cutter, that we can't don't really have a lot of choice for. You think they'll bring out a Dark Dimension 6? I believe they said that this was the last Dark Dimension when they released Dark Dimension 5. They're going to source some other things. So Hopefully we get more Dark Dimensions after that, because obviously, you know, they don't remember a lot of the commitments that they make. So we may still get that, even though they said, I believe they said that we wouldn't. Or maybe they're going another route and just calling it something else. I hope if they do this Horseman thing again, it doesn't end up with trashy minions right at the finish line again. That would be horrible. Or another mode so we're not all using our cookie cutter rosters. Thanks. Feel better. Been sick too, and it's no fun. Yeah, I'm still a little under the weather. Good enough to make a video though, and I hope you feel better. And I hear it's going around. The sickness is going around. So any Valley Club members, I hope you guys are feeling better and staying safe and healthy during these this holiday and winter season. All right, last question. Hope all is well with you, Valley. Wondering if you heard anything on what they will do with the current November calendar. Will they keep it until December 1st so we get the last day? Thanks, bro. So they've done that in the past. They've been delayed with their calendars, their month-long calendars in the past. And when they've done this in the past, they've extended it by days to overlap. So I believe they actually had that go on with this November one because they started October late. So yeah, if they're probably gonna have that go on. I don't know if they said anything official, but that's what they've done in the past. So rest assured, Commander, they should make you whole at the end of this calendar. And that is it, guys. That is all of your questions. Thank you for everybody that left a question. And if you want to leave a question, like I said, make sure you go to Discord. The link is down below. And leave a question in the channel called Mailbag Questions. And we get to them every Monday or sometimes Tuesday if I'm out of town like I was last week. Thank you, guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great week this week. I will see you guys next time. We got another video coming out tomorrow. If you haven't already, check me out on social media. Check me out on social media. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Have yourself a great day. I'll see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out.